let's get to our notifications. You know them. You love them. Bugs hate them. I forgot what it's called. The Venus flytrap. We're gonna be watching some videos about it. I'm not gonna turn on videos with the picture of the YouTuber. Like I'm not gonna turn on like Infinite where he does the plant watch video thing. I'm not gonna turn on one of those where it shows the person and then the video. I'm just gonna do a video. Yeah. Yeah. If it has edited in that video, probably does. I did not edit it. I don't have the right stuff. I used to edit stuff that it has built onto this. So, let's get started. This is the video. I'm probably going to learn some things.
The Venus flytrap.
That's cool.
Like the sundew, it makes itself very attractive, oozing nectar across the brim of each leaf. But any visiting insect had better watch out for these 6 tiny hairs. This fly has to tread carefully. If it strikes one hair, it can carry on feeding, but a timer has been set. A second strike in less than 20 seconds, and the fly is doomed.
Oh. Okay.
An electrical impulse is triggered, and the leaf snaps shut in just a fraction of a second. The tips lock together like prison bars. If the fly is very big or very small, it may just manage to escape. But most are trapped and die.
Where are they then?
Days later, the trap reopens.
Oh. Oh, that looks
All that remains is a husk. The plant has finished its meal and resets itself for its next victim.
That was scary. Live verse. What's inside of a Venus flytrap? Yeah, like this video right there. I'm not doing that one. I don't even think that's real. That's not real. But yeah, if it has like a person beside of it, I don't do that. I just do these.
Fuel your greatness with Gatorade's proven formula to help you reach
I
your
was
goals.
so excited, but that's what I want to see.
Disney Plus presents Diary of a Wimpy Kid as you've never seen it before with Greg.
One day I'm going to be rich and famous. But for
When it comes to deadly predators, plants generally don't come to mind. After all, they're typically at the bottom of the food chain.
After the
But the
caterpillar?
Carolinas are home to one vicious vegetable, the Venus flytrap. Using its famous trap, it can catch prey faster than you can blink. But
Wait.
what happens next inside a Venus flytrap?
Yeah, you told me that.
Funny thing about Venus flytraps, they don't usually trap flies. In fact, winged insects only make up about 5% of their diet.
And we really ought to be calling it the Carolina Carolina spider trap, because that's really, it's only found in the Carolinas and actually a little piece of the Carolinas, and it mostly eats spiders and ants.
I don't know.
But of course, regardless of species,
Oh,
that
guy
bug
teaching
is
me
going to
stuff.
have a bad day. It all starts when the
Oh,
victim
no.
wanders into the trap, possibly lured by the bright red hue or fragrant scent. Or maybe they're just unlucky.
We think the spiders mostly just blunder.
The trap itself looks like an open mouth.
It does.
It's made of 2 pads attached to a hinge.
There's
On
kind of
each
things
one
like
of those
that, too.
pads, there are usually 3 little trigger hairs in a kind of a triangle. And those trigger hairs are very, very sensitive to being disturbed.
The first time a spider knocks into a hair, it sets off an electrical signal, sort of like the electrical currents
How
in your
much time
brain.
do they have, though?
That signal starts the countdown. If the bug escapes within 20 to 30 seconds, nothing else happens. That way, the plant doesn't waste energy. But if the bug brushes against another hair, snap! In just 100 milliseconds, about 4 times faster than you can blink, the trap slams shut.
Then the trap rapidly goes from convex to concave
What?
on each side, and the long little spikes on the rim
Sorry, I did not hear that. What did he say? Let's go back to the video.
of the pads interlock to form kind of a cage.
Okay.
Now, of course, the spider isn't happy with this turn of events. So it tries to escape, which is exactly what the plant wants. The more the spider struggles, the more it knocks into the trigger hairs, the tighter the trap closes. And after an hour or two, the trap locks completely. Cells on the edges of the pads secrete moisture, which glues the edges together to form an airtight seal. Suddenly, that trap isn't a mouth anymore. It's a stomach. Digestive juices flood into the closed compartment, dissolving the spider's soft organs. And the trap's lining sucks up that nutrient-rich slushy. After about a week, all that's left is an empty husk,
Oh,
the spider's exoskeleton. Next, the trap reopens and the husk tumbles out. The trap is now ready for its
R.I.P.
next meal. But bugs aren't the only food the trap captures.
what?
Just like leaves on other plants, the trap's surface contains a green pigment that lets it convert the sun's energy into sugar through a process called photosynthesis.
I like
So
sugar.
then, why bother with the bugs? Well, Venus flytraps live in acidic, waterlogged soil that doesn't have many nutrients. So instead of slurping up nitrogen and phosphorus through its roots, it needs to borrow some from the bugs. That explains why it shares its home with other hungry carnivorous plants, like pitcher plants and sundews,
I know something.
which could only mean one thing. North Carolina is not a fun place to be a bug.
Nope. What's inside of a turtle shell? What? Oh. It's very carnivorous pets. This is the last one I think I'm going to watch. Depends on how long it is. Actually, I might watch a different one, actually. How do these traps work? That's the last time I watched.
We started about a year ago with ABC Mouse, and my daughter Logan just instantly fell in love with it. We knew she was going to learn, but we didn't expect for her to learn so quickly. She learned all of her letters, upper and lowercase. She started sounding out words.
Have you ever seen that strange smiling plant known as the Venus flytrap and wondered to yourself, how do those things actually eat the flies they trap? Let's find out on today's episode of The Venus flytrap is a strange plant that only grows naturally in the coastal bogs of North and South Carolina in the United States. Basically in a 60-mile radius around the city of Wilmington. It's called a flytrap because, as you probably know, it's famous for trapping flies in its toothy leaves and might be the most well-known carnivorous plant. But it's far from the only one. That's right. There are actually around 630 different species
Alright.
of meat-eating plants scattered across the planet.
I didn't know
But
that.
don't freak out.
I only knew three
There's
of them.
no giant freaky flower out there eating people. Just small plants eating lots of flies, beetles, spiders, and other insects. Carnivorous plants use a bunch of different methods to catch bugs. Pitfall traps that lure them in with sweet smells only to trap them inside. Flypaper traps that lure prey to a sticky surface. Lobster pot traps that are easy to enter but hard to exit. And, of course, snap traps, like our friend the Venus flytrap. Plants like this have a big leaf divided into two and hinged in the middle with long trigger hairs coming off the end. The plant then lets off a sweet smell that attracts insects and tempts them to get close. Whenever a bug finally touches one of the hairs, the plant snaps shut. Once a bug is trapped inside, the flytrap starts to ooze out stuff that help break it down quickly, until it becomes a goopy, soupy liquid that the plant can absorb. Like any other plant, the Venus flytrap still gets energy from the sun and soil through photosynthesis. But it grows in poor, wet, swampy dirt. That's where the flies come in. What the bogs lack in good soil, they more than make up for in insects. So, over time, the flytrap evolved to eat the bugs that were plentiful to make up for the energy that's missing. Believe it or not, the Venus flytrap is on the verge of becoming an endangered species.
What?
This is partially due to human development and habitat destruction, but more than anything, it's due to poachers who steal the plants to sell. So, while they may seem pesky, thorny, or even downright mean, Venus flytraps are our friends, and we should make an effort to keep them safe. At least in the real world. Game over.
Oh. I didn't want that. Well, we learned a little bit about Venus flytraps today. Make sure you like, subscribe to our notifications for more learning videos. And also be learning, because I'm dumb.